We will be starting in 1 minute. Okay. The March 18th, 2026 meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded and can be viewed live on City of Las Vegas TV on Cox Cable Channel 2. You could also watch the meeting live online and access other city content by visiting lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on the City of Las Vegas TV the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m. and also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. This building is protected by a state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system. If alarm should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exits at the back of the chamber out to the mezzanine, proceed out the double doors to the terrace and down the back staircase. For anyone that has difficulty with stairs, please check with a marshal or fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Street. Employees wearing safety vests or our city marshals will inform you when it is safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related to the items on the agenda, citizen participation, and public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you can complete and submit to the city clerk. Cards are available in the clerk's office or at the rear of the chambers. If you do not submit a card, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizens participation, or specified public hearing items. If there is anyone present today that is in need for hearing impaired equipment, please see the city clerk staff. And please note, if you are parked in the parking garage across the street, a self-validation machine is located in the foyer between council chambers and the security desk you walk through to enter these chambers. You must have your ticket with you to use the machine. If you do not have your ticket, see security personnel when exiting for a validation coupon. Before we proceed with the agenda, would everyone please rise for the invocation given by Reverend Cassandra Ellis, Christ Church Episcopal, and please remain standing for the pledge led by the Reverend.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you for this day and for those gathered here in service to this community. Grant that these leaders give wisdom and discernment in their decisions, give clarity in their thinking and integrity in their work. Shape their decisions with wisdom and compassion, that what is done here may reflect the neighbor and responsibility for the whole community. Bless this meeting and guide its work, that it may serve the people of Las Vegas well. Amen.
Amen. And will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. We will now proceed with the ceremonial portion of our meeting. Oh, thank you. I do indeed. Okay. Okay. This is the ceremonial portion of our council agenda. And for our first item, I want to invite our Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, Maggie Plaster, to join us. You know, no one's supposed to get a bigger applause than me. So I'm just saying. I am proud to announce that the Employee of the Month is Travis Rich. Travis. Okay. Travis, please join us. Congratulations. Travis is a facilities project manager, and he has been with the city since 2005. Travis is a go-getter who goes above and beyond the craft carpentry items for the city. He is very creative and is adept at understanding what is being asked for and creating a finished product that exceeds expectations. One example of Travis's work was when he was tasked with helping create props for a float for the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade. Even though the request was last minute, he was able to create the props, including a large staircase and prism used on the float. Travis has an unwavering can-do attitude and continues to lend his skills and enthusiasm to many projects. Travis, thank you for all of your, there you are, thank you for all of your hard work to make our city a better place to live and a more beautiful place to live. And I'd like to give Maggie a chance to say a few words, and then we'll have a photo. Maggie?
Thank you.
There you are.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you to LaTanya Lomax for nominating Travis. I think this was long overdue. And thanks so much to the Employee Recognition Committee for selecting Travis. So this goes through a long process for Travis to get selected. I've been impressed with Travis since I joined Parks and Rec and Cultural Affairs. He has an incredible work ethic. He will do anything that comes his way. I'm going to look at my notes because I was going to not do this, but now I'm going to. One thing I've often said about Travis is that the way he conducts himself, it's like he's in his first 6 months on the job, but he's actually been working for the city for almost 21 years. He has a strong work ethic. He's always seeing projects cross the finish line, and he oversees structures and facilities in our park. He oversees the trades team. Many of them are here today, and they work on all the facilities in our parks under $100,000, but he also takes on projects over $100,000 to relieve some pressure from public works, and those are complicated projects. At one time in his career, not too long ago, for at least a year, he was doing the work of 3 people. And he still maintained that positive, upbeat attitude, was super optimistic, just really a joy to work with. But he also does a lot of things outside of his job description. I just want to give you 3 examples. First, Councilwoman Alan Polinsky had this idea to plant 4,000 flags for Memorial Day, and we've done it 2 years now. This will be the 3rd year, and Travis was the one who made it happen, which was, not the easiest task. So thank you, Travis, for that. Councilwoman Bruni had a volunteer event for 9/11 at Floyd Lamb Park that was an incredible success, had hundreds of people show up. Travis was in charge of a volunteer event with the garden beds and planting trees and directing all these people, and it was a huge success. So thank you for that. And my final example with Jordan, who's in the back, she was tasked with creating a float for the Eldorado Parade and was kind of at her wit's end because it was a lot to ask at that time. I think Corporate Challenge was going on at the same time. And so she called Travis. He's always available to help. And he helped create the float for that parade. So as you can see, he's a very hard worker. And you would think that his job is the only thing going on in his life, but that's not the case, because back there is his beautiful family, his wife. He has 5 children, and on the weekends, he's totally invested in helping them with their sports and being a very present parent. So in closing, I just want to thank Travis for making this city organization a better place to work and making our community a better place to live.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you, Maggie. Hello, everyone. It's great to be with you this morning. On behalf of Parks, Rec, and Cultural Affairs, I'm honored to accept the nomination for Employee of the Month. I just have a few thoughts. Have you ever met anyone from LA or New York or Boston, Texas, or Hawaii? Don't they always love their city or their state? They always mention it. I'm born and raised here in Las Vegas, and I love Las Vegas. And I want you to know I have that same enthusiasm for our town. And I hope that you guys have that same love for this city. I've worked here at the city of Las Vegas for over 20 years. I've also chose to raise my family here. I have a wife and 5 children. So as Megan mentioned, I am heavily invested in our community. To tell you a little bit about myself, I love the outdoors. I love the mountains. I love to hike and fish and go camping, whether it's with friends, family, neighbors. It's my favorite thing to do. And then I also love to spend time with my family. I love watching my kids play ball. They've played multiple sports throughout the city, and some of which are in our very own parks that we take care of. And I have such great pride in that. But really, I just want to say thanks to my trades crew. I wrote down a couple thoughts I'd like to share with them and thank them for their skill, their dedication, and steady problem solving. They keep our operations running smoothly every single day. Whether it's fixing something that's broken, building something new, or responding on a moment's notice, they always show up with pride and professionalism. If you think of our workplace as a clock, the visible hands, the meetings, the reports, the public interactions that we have, they tell the time. But it's actually the gears inside that help make the hands move. So our trades crew are those gears. They often do work that's unseen, that's precise and resilient, and absolutely essential. When one gear slips or stalls, the whole clock can falter. And I just want them to know that they're the mechanism that when it's aligned, they keep everything moving forward quietly, reliably, and expertly. I just want to say thank you, boys. Love you guys. Thanks for all your work. And I'm also not one for words of affirmation. If you know me, I don't feel like I need someone's approval. But when Mike Jensen and Rosa and our parks management showed up to read LaTanya's words to me, her words melted my heart. They were so sweet and so kind. And if I could offer a challenge or an invitation to each of you, if you could just say something kind to somebody, especially someone that's probably the most undeserving of some kind words of affirmation or show a little love, I would appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you and spread aloha. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Really well done. Okay, I'm going to take that.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
On behalf of the mayor and city council, I would love to present you. Thank you. I kept it free of fingerprints. This beautiful trophy, if you will. And then your name and likeness goes on the sign right outside City Hall. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're very, yeah. Okay, and now If we could invite, congratulate, and thank you so much. If we could invite everybody to be up front, and would you like to bring your family down for the photo? Oh, yeah. Come on down.
They're probably saying no.
Yeah, yeah, we'll take the council first.
Congratulations, Travis. Well, thank you for expert float builder.
I know, right? That's 4. Yeah, I have a son in North Carolina.
All right, over here, right over here. Right next to Dad. Congratulations on having an awesome dad.
Our final ceremonial item, Councilwoman Alan Polensky is going to recognize a great friend and a program that has enabled the city to build many recreational facilities. Councilwoman?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we have the privilege of recognizing an individual whose leadership helped shape Southern Nevada in a way that we still benefit from every day. The Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, it's a big mouthful, known as SNPLMA for short, has played a major role in how our community has grown. It has allowed Southern Nevada to responsibly manage public lands while reinvesting millions of dollars back into our region for parks, trails, conservation, and important community projects. And that would not happen without the vision and leadership from former United States Senator Richard H. Bryan. He championed this effort in Congress and helped ensure Southern Nevada had the tools to grow while protecting the landscape around us. Before we invite Senator Bryan to come on up and share a few words, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on the impact of this legislation almost 30 years ago. At this time, I'd like to invite the mayor and the city council to please take the first row of seats so we can watch this video. Jeff, please play it. Thank you to our amazing communications team for creating that wonderful video. And thank you for reminding us how meaningful leadership can have lasting benefits for an entire community. It is my honor to introduce the person whose vision helped make this possible. Please join me in welcoming United States Senator Richard H. Bryan.
Well, thank you very much. I don't think that's on. Is it on? Oh, yes. It's on, okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Every time I come to this building, I reflect. January 1942, 1 month after Pearl Harbor, my father, my mother, and I came to Las Vegas. My father had been a resident since 1926, but my father just graduated from law school. And his sister owned property about 100 feet to the north of here. And so I think of that often. I have to say it was not a great piece of property, but we were very grateful to have it because housing was difficult then as it is now. So thank you again for allowing me to come up here and say a few words. Maybe just to give you a little background in terms of how this came about. As you know, it doesn't happen because of any one person. I was proud to take the lead on this, but Jim Bilbray, Jim and I had gone to high school together, he was a class behind me, was our congressman at the time. And he and Brent Heberly, who, local boy, grew up here, and his mother lived right across the street from me when I was in high school. So Bilbray was defeated in 1994, and so I picked him up as a staff member, very bright guy. And so he said, you know, we've been working on this project, you know, to develop a process that gets the local government entities, the federal government, the enviros, the developers. I said, Brent, that's a children's crusade. There's no way that's going to happen. But Brent said, let me try. And I said, let's go forward. And Brent worked at on Capitol Hill on this. And Sarah Besser, who ran my office in Las Vegas, knew a lot of the environmental people. And lo and behold, we got a consensus on it. One of the unique features of this is that all of the money that's raised from these land sales remains in Nevada. Now, typically, money that's generated goes back to the money committees, and they fight about how much is going to go here and how much go there. So that was a unique provision, and I picked that up from my old college fraternity brother who had been a congressman, Jim Santini. Some of you may remember the name. And he used that at a Tahoe land sale. So anyway, we get it out of the House. It's now on the floor of the Senate. As our old friend Yogi said, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Well, Phil Graham, whatever reason, killed the bill. Oh, God. So we went back again and made progress. And this time we had to talk to the Secretary of Interior, Babbitt, who I had known when he was the Attorney General of Nevada, and this was I, and later as governor. And we said, well, we want to keep all of the money here in Nevada for purposes. Oh, God. He said the federal government should get that. Well, we made the argument that a lot of this land is not useful unless it's developed. It has the utilities and all the infrastructure that needs. So Bruce was helpful, and the rest is history. Let me just say something about, that's the past. I think that the approach that we took still has validity as we talk about the land that we need desperately for new housing, and to put together a group that did much as we did in the 80s might work. I know the times are different. I mean, there's far more acrimony and far more polarization, but I think it can be a blueprint for it, and I'm just very proud that be honored today at having a name after me. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Immediately after this, I'm going over to the plaza, and I'm going to ask, the dealer, do you know what day this is? And he might say, well, it's March 8th. No, no, it's Senator Richard Bryan Day. So thank you so very much. I'm honored to be here, and I do very much appreciate the recognition.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I'd like to say a few words, Senator. What a shock.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
When I was a high school senior in 1968 at Valley High School, I was becoming politically active, and I started walking precincts for a young guy that was running for the Nevada State Assembly. That young guy is Senator Richard Bryan.
Now an old guy.
Now an old guy. Well, we're both old guys. Yeah. So I got my start in politics because of this gentleman. And you, as you know, we are very, very close friends. But you have been a mentor. You have been an example. You have been a role model. And I am so honored and delighted. And I was so smart to walk precincts for you in 1968. I was such
You haven't told him I was elected.
Oh, yeah. And he was, and let me say one other thing. And that's why I love this community and I love this man. That was 1968. In 1998, I was running for Congress, and Dick Bryan, who was a senator at that time, walked precincts for me, and his wife as well. And so I have the extraordinary personal love for you, but what you have done for this state and this community is nothing short of extraordinary. And generations from now, when my grandchildren, who are very little, when my grandchildren are living here as adults and having children of their own, they will have very much to thank you for.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And now,
Okay.
go ahead.
Ooh, okay.
Long story short, we, the mayor and the Las Vegas City Council, hereby proclaim March 18th as Senator Richard H. Bryan Day in the city of Las Vegas.
And would it be possible to get in touch with the dealers at the plaza and tell them that this is your day? Now, why don't we go down and go up front, and we'll take a picture? Yes.
Please.
Come on, Senator, this way.
Oh, right here? Okay. I do have to say I had some concern
At any moment.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Proudly. Let me grab my glasses.
We'll reconvene in 5 minutes.
Thank Agenda item number 7. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. And let me clarify something. We love having citizens come and speak with us, but please wait for the appropriate time on the agenda, and we'll be delighted to hear what you have to say and take it to heart. But this is for items on the agenda so they can be cross-referenced to those specific items. If anyone submitted a speaker card or who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium and state your name for the record. This is your opportunity to address the council, but the council is not able to respond or engage in dialogue. You may also address the council at the end of the meeting during citizens' participation regarding matters within the jurisdiction of the city council. Although you are not prohibited from speaking during the public comment periods, we kindly ask that your comments are not repetitive. We will set the time at 2 minutes. Does anybody wish to come forward and speak to the council?
Good morning. My name is Shoshana, and I'm a resident. I'm extremely disappointed because my free speech is being specifically targeted. So I'm going to work around that because I've been given the advice that I shouldn't speak till the very end of this agenda meeting. And it's very disturbing that you're suppressing my free speech. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about something on agenda item 37. How ironic. You have on here a request for the First Amendment of the Grant Sawyer Development Agreement. And I want to emphasize First Amendment. You have blocked me from speaking because I don't agree with religion in the building. I have talked to you about the Bible, which is First Amendment too. It's free speech. It's freedom of religious expression. You have opened this to any religious group except me to talk about it because I'm questioning it. And you don't like that. And because you don't like something doesn't mean I have to be silenced. So I'm very upset that this is happening. I'm shocked that the city attorney is allowing this to suppress citizens' participation by limiting my free speech, because I do want to talk about the invocation. There shouldn't be prayer in here. I want to talk about that First Amendment right to do so and my freedom to have religious expression. Whether you agree with it or not, I have the right to express my opinion. So regarding this, item 37, I really want you to understand that the First Amendment is on here, and I'm practicing my First Amendment rights. And I really am upset that you are treating me, you are targeting me, and it's completely discriminatory, and it's a complete suppression of my free speech, and I'm very disturbed at what the council has done. Thank you.
Is there anybody else wishing to speak under this portion of the agenda? Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Council. My name is Eric Melchizedek Christ Nimrod. You can find Christ in the Gospels walking the water, walking through walls, conquering death. He said in John 14:12, "These things I do, you can do also, and greater things." However, the human race has not evolved into their true spiritual self due to artificial religion. Therefore, 2 A's are descending on the human race. 1A is artificial intelligence, autonomous artificial intelligence. The second is the atomic bomb. Now, we must evolve into a higher species, and it's not going to be through artificial intelligence because it's artificial. Now, this is concerning Public Works Agenda number 16. More intelligent signs for bus stop closures and better on-time bus service should be made priority. And this intelligent transportation system should encompass more intelligent signs and better on-time service for we, the public. Thank you.
Sir, you know we enjoy listening to you, but please restrict your comments to the appropriate place on the agenda. in the future. I would appreciate that.
Well, I did. Public Works,
You know,
agenda number 16.
please try to restrict it to the appropriate agenda item. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Agenda item number 8, for possible action. Any items from the 9:30 a.m. session that the council, staff, and/or applicant wish to be stricken, tabled, withdrawn, or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 3 items. Item 18 is an appeal for code enforcement case CE 24-08088 against the property located at 1707 Santa Paula Drive. This is for Joshua McKaylee, who's the property owner, and Ariel E. Santa Maria. There's a request by the applicant to strike the item. Item 35A through 35B, 25-0600 VAR1 and ZON1. Applicant owner is Alfonso Arellano Lopez et al. Land use entitlement request on 0.68 acres on the northeast corner of Peyton Drive and Eastern Avenue. Those are withdrawal without prejudice request by the applicant. And Madam Mayor, I'm adding one item on there, which is item 28. This is a special use permit. Its applicant is Mustafa Rabaj. He's the owner of VMC Properties. And this is a land use entitlement project at 2441 Tech Center Court, and I am making a request to obey this for 30 days until the April 15th City Council meeting. If that's okay with you, Mayor. And I just want to say, Mr. Mustafa Rabaj, if you're in the audience, I intend on approving your item. I just want to make sure you have time to connect with the neighborhood association first, and so that gives us time to do that. And so with that, Madam Mayor, items 18, 35A through B, and items 28 are my motion.
All right, thank you so much. Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference of the February 18th, 2026 regular City Council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Please vote. Post. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Agenda item number 10. Items 10 through 17 are on the consent agenda, are considered to be routine, are recommended for approval by the departments, and may be enacted in one motion. Are there any other items the council wishes to bring forward? Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion for the consent agenda for items 10 through 17?
Move to approve the consent agenda items 10 through 17.
Please vote. Post. Motion carries. We're going to move something out of order. We're going to hear agenda item number 38, reports and presentations. Report by Rosa Cortez, Deputy City Manager, regarding an overview and update of the Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, all wards. Ms. Cortez.
Good morning, Madam Mayor and Council. Thank you for having me this morning. Expanding on the recent recognition of Senator Bryan, it is my pleasure to provide you an overview and update of the Cinema program for the City of Las Vegas. But first, I would like to thank Senator Bryan personally for being instrumental in bringing this bill forward and getting unanimous support and allowing the city to have beautiful outdoor spaces that my family and I have enjoyed throughout the years. So thank you, Senator Bryan. Let's see here. Okay. So this program has been exceptional for the City of Las Vegas. And it has been done with a collective effort among various city departments. But 2 of the departments that have done the heavy lift have been Public Works and Parks, Rec, and Cultural Affairs. And I want to personally thank all those employees and staff that have put a lot of hours and efforts throughout the years for all the rounds of SNPLMA And as you can see on the screen, over 28 years of hard work, we've done 20 rounds and have gotten 48 projects awarded with over $300 million worth of value and investment in the city of Las Vegas. So thank you. Here you can see how the projects have been dispersed throughout the city of Las Vegas. With the 48 projects, 22 have been park-related, and the other 26 are trail and bridge. And those are depicted throughout all the city limits there. And then the value that are associated with each of those groups, 202 million are associated with the park-related projects, and 104 million associated with our trail and bridges. This next slide shows you how the rounds were beneficial to the city of Las Vegas. You will see in parentheses the number of projects that were awarded, and then the total value and actually the amount of money that was awarded to the city of Las Vegas. And I want to highlight two significant rounds. Round number 5, that was the round where we received the most money. That was $90.3 million. And that particular round, we were able to secure funding for the Centennial Hills Park. And part of the supplemental funds were also used to build the community center as well. Round 6 was the one round where we had the most projects awarded. And in that round, we were able to renovate 3 major projects in the city of Las Vegas. Those were Lorenzi Park, G.C. Levitt, and Freedom. And to this day, those parks are thriving and doing really well. Now I'm going to highlight some of the trail and bridge projects that we have seen in that beautiful video that was played earlier today. The first one is the Lone Mountain Trail and Bridge. This was awarded in round 6. It's almost 9 miles between Washington and Wayne Bunker Park. It included 2 pedestrian bridges and an off-street trail following the drainage channel. The next one is Wallapai Canyon Trail. It's located at Alta and Wallapai. It's about 1 mile, and it has open space desert preserve trail, and a lot of community that lives in this area utilize this space quite frequently. The next one is the Las Vegas Wash Pedestrian Trail and Bridges. This one is also from round 6, and it's 3 miles of trail along the Las Vegas Wash between Charleston and Owens. It's a valley-wide trail connecting the Las Vegas Wetlands Park and the Lake Mead Recreation Area. The bridges were at Washington, Lamb, Charleston, and Cedar. The next one is the 215 Beltway Trail and Pedestrian Bridge. This was also from round 6. This is almost 6 miles of trail along the 215 between Charleston and Alexander, and it included a pedestrian bridge at Far Hills. This is a regional trail, and this trail ended up extending all the way around to Decatur. Here we have the Culture Corridor Pedestrian Bridge. It is located on Las Vegas Boulevard between McWilliams and Washington. It features art from David Griggs called the Vegas Arabesque. This one was also from round 6. As you can see, round 6 had a lot of emphasis on our trail and bridges. The next one I'd like to talk about is Floydland Park Trail and Amenities. This was funding that was included in a bigger project called the North and South Environmental Enhancement Areas at Floydland Park, where we built some regional facilities for flood control. And we were able to acquire $2.2 million from SNP-Lamont. And here you can see the trail amenities that were installed with that funding and how the community is enjoying it. And in the bottom corner there, you can see a little burrowing owl. We did have burrowing owls in the space, and we worked with U.S. Fish and Wildlife to mitigate those owl burrows. The next one would be Arroyo Vista Park. That was recently constructed, and we received $4.1 million in round 17. And this is a park that has a horse arena, training, pen, circular exercise area, soccer fields, playground, restroom, a walking loop trail, educational kiosk, and parking lot. It's all encompassing, very beautiful, and the community really enjoys this. The following two projects that I'll show you are in construction currently. We have the Regional Aquatic Center Pavilion Pool. This was from round 18. And here is an aerial view of the live construction here. We take pictures every other week with a drone. We use our IT team. So this is current, and the project is looking very nice and beautiful there. Pickleball complex at Wayne Bunker Park is also under construction currently. This is from round 18. We received $12 million from Simplema. And I have live video here. I think, Jeff, it's not running. There it goes. So this was also done by our IT team. They have drones that'll take video and pictures of all our live construction. And you can see that progress is happening. You can see the road is being graded there. That's coming in from Alexander. They're starting to grade where the building will be located for our concession, some of our courts, and it's coming along. It's looking great. The next one is from round 19. In round 19, we received $3.2 million for Lorenzi Park Tennis Court expansion. This project is fully designed. We're getting ready to package this project to go out to bid, and hopefully we can start this project later this year. This project will expand the tennis courts with 3 additional courts, and we'll have the new tennis center building, as you can see in the rendering. And then also, the next one, round 19, we have $24 million for the Northwest Regional Park Phase 1A. And that project is in design currently, and we will look forward to getting that to construction in the next year and a half. It's a very extensive project. As you can see, we had to phase it. And then lastly, this is our last project that was awarded recently. It is the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex Westfield upgrades. It's $19.3 million from Simplema, and this project is starting design this year, and hopefully we can get this project in construction by maybe the end of 2027. And the latest update with upcoming round 21, the Secretary of Interior has not advised when the call for projects will open yet, but we do know from an executive meeting last summer that we have about $105 million that will be used for the Parks, Trails, and Natural Areas category. So we're looking forward to that and working with, well, Public Works and Parks and Rec are working with the council to determine which projects will be nominated. And in closing, I just want to emphasize that March is the month to get outdoors. We have beautiful weather, and based on the video that we saw and all the beautiful outdoor spaces, I encourage everyone to get out there and enjoy all the beautiful amenities that we have in our city.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Cortez. Do any members of the council wish to say anything? Ms. Walensky.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've had offline dialogue here with City Manager Mike Jansen, and he informed me that while our $300 million figure for the city of Las Vegas is very impressive, I just want to point out the number of dollars that Senator O'Brien has secured for the state of Nevada through the STIPMA process has been over $3.4 billion has been returned to Nevada. Senator, thank you for your service.
That's awesome.
Yes, Ms. Armstrong.
Thank you. I just want to say that in Ward 5, where I live, we have seen this money used to such good use. We are a densely packed urban community, and sometimes open space is kind of hard to get. But Lorenzi Park has been a jewel in our community for the entire time I've lived in Las Vegas, and this money has been used to revamp it. We're excited about the tennis court expansion. I'm a player. I go out there on Friday mornings to try and release stress. I'm not great these days, but it feels so good to be outside and to have a wonderful place to enjoy the outdoors is amazing. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much, Senator. You've been so kind to me over the years and just the nicest person. We used to run into each other for some reason on Sunday mornings at Starbucks in between church service, and he was always kind. And it shows not only in how you treat people, but how you care for this community. The kindness is real, and your work shows that you care about us as human beings. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to more park improvements and more open space, because I've got a granddaughter. She's got to have some place to play. So thank you.
Thank you, Rosa. This was a report only, so no action needs to be taken. Agenda item 18 has been stricken. Agenda item 19, boards and commissions. Discussion for possible action regarding the appointment of nominee Samantha Vitone to the Ward 5 seat on the Arts Commission. Ward 5 is entitled to appoint one representative to the board. Monique Westfield has resigned and her unexpired term must be filled. Ms. Vitone is eligible and wishes to serve. Is there a motion? Councilwoman Summers Armstrong.
Thank you, Mayor. So moved.
Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Agenda item 20, discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of Richard Surface to the Historic Preservation Commission. Mr. Surface has served on the board since 2012. He's eligible for reappointment, has the recommendation of the Community Development Executive Director, and wishes to continue to serve. Is there a motion, Councilwoman Kelly?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to reappoint Richard Surface to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Please vote. Post. No, there is not, sir. Motion carries. Agenda item 21, discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of Jan Churchill, Mayor's designee, Matt Tramp, Ward 1, Liz Becker, Ward 4, Angel Lascano, Ward 5, Robert Estrada, Ward 6, and as neighborhood representatives, and staff designees, Brenda Flank, Ward 4, Nora Loris, Ward 5, and Blanca Lenzi, Ward 6, and the appointment of nominees, Marianne Goodsell, Ward 2, and Elinas Wong, Ward 3, as neighborhood representatives, and Maria Trevino Espinoza, Ward 1, Loana Tahahe, Ward 2, and Edu Turalde, Ward 3, as staff designees to the Neighborhood Partners Fund Board. The Neighborhood Partners Fund program is designed to assist the residents of the city of Las Vegas to improve the quality of life in their communities. Procedure for this board is appointment by mayor and city council. I move to approve the reappointments and appointments. Shall we vote?
And Mayor Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney, while you vote, I just wanted to note, we were informed that there's a small misspelling with a name in the item. Ward 3, Councilwoman Diaz is flagged that Elinas Wong, I think it's a triple E-E-L-E-N-E-S for the clerk's office, so we can get that corrected. Thank you.
Elenis, okay, Elenis Wong. All right. Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Congratulations to all those that have been recently appointed. Agenda item 22, discussion for possible action regarding the appointment of nominee Stacy Walters to the Ward 5 seat of the Planning Commission. Stephen Mumford was appointed in December of 2024, and he has resigned. The unexpired term must be filled by a Ward 5 appointment. Ms. Walters is eligible and wishes to be appointed. Is there a motion, Councilwoman Summers Armstrong?
Thank you, Mayor. So moved.
Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Agenda item 23, new bills. Items 23 through 25, bills 2026-9, 2026-10, and 2026-11 will be heard at the recommending committee meeting on Monday, March 30th, 2026. City Attorney, will you please read the new bills?
Yes, ma'am. Bill number 2026-9, an ordinance to update the description of Ward 4 boundaries to reflect an additional precinct number added to Ward 4 by the Clark County Election Department and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2026-10, an ordinance to adopt that certain document entitled First Amendment to Development Agreement for property formerly known as Cashman and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2026-11, an ordinance to adopt that certain document entitled First Amendment Development Agreement for property formerly known as Grant Sawyer and to provide for other related matters.
New bills 2026-9, 2026-10, and 2026-11 are assigned to the March 30th, 2026 recommending committee members, Councilman Knutson, Councilwoman Spilensky, and Diaz. If any so designated are unable to attend, the clerk's office will coordinate finding substitutes as necessary at my direction. Thank you so much. Agenda item number 26 through 28 appear on the one motion, one vote agenda and may be considered in one motion, one vote as they are routine items with no condition changes. However, item 28 was held in abeyance earlier in the meeting. Any person representing an application or a member of the public or member of the council not in agreement with the conditions and all the standard conditions for the applications recommended by staff should request to have that item removed from this portion of the agenda. Item 26, 25-0394-RQR1, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Inc., owner Lazarou Real Estate LLC on a land use entitlement project request for a required review of an approved special use permit U-0135-95 for an existing 40-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign at 1701 South Decatur Boulevard, C1 Limited Commercial Zone 1. Mr. Knutson. And item 27, 25-0395-RQR1, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Inc., owner 1900 South LLC on a land use entitlement project request for required review of an approved special use permit U-0103-95 for a 40-foot tall, 12-foot by 24-foot off-premise sign at 1910 Industrial Road, M Industrial Zone, Ward 3, Ms. Diaz. Staff recommends approval of items 26 and 27. These are public hearings that I now declare open. Is there anyone wishing to be heard on items 26 or 27? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the public hearings. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion for the one motion, one vote items 26 and 27?
Move to approve items 26 and 27.
Please vote. Post. Motion carries. Agenda item 29. Has this been remanded?
I believe I'll make the motion for it to remand.
Okay. Agenda item number 29, 25-0520-VAR1, appeal item variance. This is a public hearing. Applicant owner Jonathan Ballou for possible action on an appeal of the denial by the Planning Commission of the following land use entitlement project request to allow an existing front yard wall fence that does not conform with Title 19 development standards for height and visibility on 1 acre at 410 South Rancho Drive, RA Ranch Acres Zone, Ward 1, Mr. Knutson. The Planning Commission and the staff recommended denial. This is a public hearing which I now declare open. Is the applicant present? Okay. May I have a staff report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. Through you, Mayor Pro Tem, I don't know if you want me to go through the full staff report or at this point, if this is significant changes to the project, if you wanted to have another
Why don't you
direction.
hit the high points?
Sure. So this case is before you as a result of code enforcement for the construction involved without building permits. There are no evidence of unique extraordinary circumstances being presented by the applicant, and therefore it's outside of the realm of granting a variance pursuant to the NRS Chapter 278. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, is there a motion, Councilman Knutson?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the result of some neighborhood disputes, and the Planning Commissioner has continued to work with the applicant and would like to continue to working with them, and the applicant has agreed, and as such, I would like to remand this to back to the Planning Commission to work it out.
Okay. Does that require a vote?
Yes.
In that case, shall we vote on the remand?
Are we good on that date for the Planning Commission?
It would be May 12th, I believe, is the May agenda. I believe that's correct. May 12th is the correct date, yes.
I'm sorry?
May 12th, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Agenda item 30, 25-0393-RQR1, required review. Applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Owner Sun Investments LLC for possible action on a land use entitlement project request for a required review of an approved variance V-006-66-97, which allowed a 55-foot tall, non-conforming off-premise sign to be raised to a height of 85 feet, which is 60 feet above the freeway grade, where 30 feet above the elevated grade is the maximum height allowed, and allowed 30 feet from a R-designated zoning district where 750 feet and 300 feet are the minimum distance separations required at 616 H Street. T4N, T4 Neighborhood Zone, Ward 5, Ms. Summers Armstrong. Staff recommends approval. This is a public hearing that I now declare open. Is the applicant present? Would you care to come forward and tell us about your project? Welcome.
David McDermott with Clear Channel Outdoor, VP of REPA and Public Affairs. This is just a RQR for our variance that we apply for every 3 years. No bird feces droppings have been occurred, no graffiti, well kept, and thank you so much, Councilwoman, for everything.
Thank you so much. May I have a staff report, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Fred Solis for the record. The sign is in conformance with the approved variance and remains compatible with the adjacent land uses, which have not changed since the last review. Conversion of the east sign face to a digital display is appropriate adjacent to a freeway and has not had a negative effect on the surrounding area. A valid building permit has been issued for the sign and all inspections have been completed. Staff recommends approval of the review with another required review in 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Applicant, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, is there a motion? Councilwoman Summers Armstrong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move for approval.
Please vote. Post. Motion carries. Agenda items 31 through 31B. 31, 25-0466- on the following land use entitlement project requests on 0.97 acres at 2747 North Rainbow Boulevard, C1 Limited Commercial Zone. Note, this item was remanded back to the Planning Commission for consideration due to increasing and intensification of the original request. The changes increase the parking requirements for the proposed alcohol on-premise full use. Item 31A, 25-0466-VAR1, to allow 39 parking spaces where 76 are required. 31B, 25-0466-SUP1, for a proposed 3,800 square foot alcohol on-premise full use. The applicant is Rhythm Roast, Inc., and the owner is BJH Property, LLC. The Planning Commission recommends approval of the entire land use entitlement project. Staff recommends denial on the entire land use entitlement project. These are in Ward 1, Mr. Knutson, and our public hearings, which I now declare open. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Would you care to tell us your name and tell us about your project?
Yes. Good morning, Madam Mayor, Berkeley, fellow city council members and staff. I'm George Ross. On behalf of the applicant, address is 7582 Las Vegas Boulevard South, number 518 in Las Vegas, 89123. Pam Matthews is the business owner, and she's requesting predominantly to open a coffee shop at this location. That is a building that has already been built and is about 3,800 square feet. It's located at 2747 North Rainbow. At night, she anticipates selling a little bit less coffee and a little more alcohol, which is why we're asking for a special use permit for on-premises full alcohol. In addition, there are 39 parking spaces where 76 are required, so the other request is for a parking variance. There will be no gaming at this establishment, and as I mentioned, the building was built in 2019 and has been vacant ever since. So in addition to the city sales tax the city will receive, she's also planning to employ between 7 and 10 people. So Pam would like to service the local neighbors and provide a coffee shop for them. I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments from the council? May I have a staff report? I'm so sorry, I should have called on you first.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Although the proposed land use is appropriated in the limited commercial zoning district and meets all minimum special use permit requirements, the requested variance indicates that the site does not provide sufficient parking spaces for all the uses on the site. Therefore, staff does not support the requested special use permit and variance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, are there any questions or comments from the council? Yes, Ms. Bruni.
Thank you. I was just wondering what the other uses are in that area next door.
As you can see on the site plan, there's a convenience store and a gas station on the property, and this is a building that was built behind it. So those would be the only two uses on the property.
Okay. And is there a motion, Councilman Knutson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I appreciate the call that we had. And you can tell your client this business really speaks to me. So I'm grateful and look forward to supporting a motion to approve on items 31A and B.
Okay, shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Agenda item 32 to 32B. Agenda item 32, 25-0537- on the following land use entitlement project request on 2.78 acres at 321 North Mojave Road, C1 Limited Commercial Zone. Item 32A, 25-0537-VAR1, to allow a proposed off-premise sign to be constructed to the height of 65 feet, where 55 feet is the maximum allowed, and 42 feet above the elevation of the roadway surface of an elevated freeway, where 30 feet is the maximum allowed. 32B, 25-0537-SUP1, for a proposed 65-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign, not qualifying as a city communication sign, use with digital LED display on both faces. The applicant is Las Vegas Billboards and the owner is Stewart Plaza LLC. The Planning Commission recommends approval on the entire land use entitlement project. The staff recommends denial on the entire land use entitlement project. These are in Ward 3, Ms. Diaz, and our public hearings, which I now declare open. Is the applicant present?
We're here.
Would you care to give us your name and tell us about your project?
Sure. It's Lucy Stewart, 1930 Village Center Circle, representing the applicant. And with me is Mr. Greg Esposito. Do you want to give your address? Sorry, I didn't mean to steal his thunder by saying his name. And I didn't know if you wanted us first or staff.
No, please tell us
okay.
about your project.
When we originally filed this billboard, we had it as a back-to-back billboard. This is the site of a mixed-use development, and this is 95. So in order to minimize any impacts with future development for any multifamily on the site, we've actually angled it so it's more towards the highway. We're also providing another type of technology, which Mr. Esposito is going to talk about. But we do have a sound wall, and so this is what it looks like if we hung it. So we went out and flagged the site. So this is what it looks like hung at 55 feet. And as you can see, it's 100% obscured by the wall. This is if it's at 65 feet. So it does give us clearance so you can at least see the sign. It does, I think, sort of skim the bottom of it, but it will give us the ability to have our sign and have it visible from the highway, which is what we're orienting it towards. And because it is on a mixed use and there is residential further to the west, our client is actually providing a more expensive type technology on the site, which I'll let Mr. Esposito talk about.
Greetings, Mayor, member of the council, Greg Esposito. I've become a little bit of an expert on lighting and billboards over the past month. Didn't know I needed that, but it's interesting. So to start with, a foot candle is the amount of light let off by a candle 1 foot away from your eyes. That's sort of important to this application. This chart right here shows two different types of billboards. You can see on the right-hand side the wide spread of light that comes off from a normal billboard. On the left-hand side, this billboard uses louver technology to sort of keep the light from spreading out in too wide of a pattern. And as you can see, halfway between the billboard and the existing residences, this technology keeps the light down to 0.14 of a foot candle. And then as you actually reach the residences, you're much closer to 0.05, 0.06 of a foot. So if you think about it, by way of comparison, a full moon is 0.01. And so you have just a slight about 5 times the amount of a full moon when you finally hit the residences. A street light is 0.03. And there are actually 2 street lights outside of these current residences. So you already have 0.03 foot candles of ambient light in the vicinity. And so this billboard will let off less than that. severely reducing the amount of light pollution. And it's worth noting that these measurements taken are on a completely white billboard. If for some reason the advertisement was completely white, those are these measurements. Obviously, that never happens. There's obviously colors and shades. All of these billboards, both these billboards have technology in them to where the light being emitted is never any more than 0.3 than ambient light. So on a fully sunny day, it's at full brightness, which is never any more than 7,500 NITs. Don't ask me to explain what NITs are. But at night, or during cloudy weather, or during a storm, it drops down to around 250 NITs. And that's automated with sensors, redundant sensors on the billboard to prevent blinding the drivers and interfering with the neighbor's view.
Okay, thank you so much. May I have a staff report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Fred Solis for the record. The proposed off-premise sign will be located on the same property as an approved mixed-use multifamily residential development and will have light and glare impact on the residential units closest to the sign. Additionally, the applicant's justification for raising the height of the proposed sign is preferential in nature, and there's no unique condition that warrants the variance. As such, the hardship is self-imposed, and staff recommends denial of all requested entitlements, subject to conditions if approved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else wishing to be heard on these items? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Does the applicant, did you agree to all of the conditions?
The if approved conditions.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from members of the council? Is there a motion, Councilwoman Diaz?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I appreciate having the opportunity to speak about this item before it came to council. I know you've done your due diligence in educating my colleagues and the mayor on the digital, because digital is something that we're still transitioning to, and sometimes it can be pretty bright, and so it still gives us some pause for concern as to what that means, and in the environment in which we have residents living, how much light pollution, how much light is being emitted, does that interfere with folks who it may kind of come through the curtains if they don't have the appropriate window coverings or shades. I do appreciate you getting me a letter from the person who filed the application for the mixed-use development. That's so the dirt that you see adjacent where where Mr. Esposito is pointing, that was blessed for apartment dwellings and could potentially, if built, that's the only thing in the back of my head is how does it have an impact on those residents? So after hearing that Councilwoman Summers Armstrong's item had a required review, I'm feeling inclined to put a 3-year required review just to see over time how the neighbors are feeling about this digital billboard. Is it having a negative impact? Do we come back and we take another look at it if it is having a negative impact on their quality of life? So if you're amenable to that, I would like to place a 3-year required review just to ensure that the lighting is set at a point that it's not interfering with other folks that are adjacent to its operations and daily to-dos around it. So is there any further comment that our planning staff needs to make in that matter?
Through you, Madam Mayor. Condition number 2 on the special use permit also includes a 3-year required review of it. So you're covered with the conditions if approved.
So the conditions are already spoken for. I just wanted to make sure, though, that that was clear and you guys were fine with that.
And if I may, technology is changing all the time. And so it's probably a good idea to be able to see if we do need to make adjustments. But there is a fail-safe too, because it actually gets dimmer at night and there's a backup too. So it's always being monitored to make sure that it doesn't, blind neighbors or the people driving on the highway. And just as an aside, I think typically 5 to 7 seconds is what most billboards keep it, and they actually do it for 10 seconds. So they keep it a little bit longer, so it's not quite as fast. going to, and I know this isn't a condition, but they also never do adult uses. They never advertise adult uses. That can't be a condition, but I think it's kind of nice. It's a family-owned business, and they want to be good neighbors to the community.
And thank you for highlighting that, because we want tasteful advertisements, especially in a space where there's schools, there's community centers, there's our Chuck Minker Sports Complex, and so there is a lot of, we have a soccer field at Rafael Rivera not too far, so there is a lot of family dynamics in that area, and that just relieves, I guess, some other external pressures from my mind, knowing that it'll be family-friendly content that's displayed. So with that, we'll just move to approve with all of the conditions that you are aware of, and you agree to those? Okay, so I'll move to approve agenda item 32A and B with the stated conditions in the backup.
Thank you so much. Shall we vote? Please post.
Yeah, mine didn't pop up, but I'm an aye.
All right.
Since I made the motion.
Yes. All right. A motion motion carries.
Thank you very
so much. Agenda item 33, 25-0590, on the following land use entitlement project requests on 0.18 acres at 913 Artesia Way, R1 Single Family Residential Zone, 33A, 25-0590-VAR1, to allow an existing residential accessory dwelling unit, residential accessory structure, pool bathroom, and a patio cover that do not conform to Title 19.06 Development Standards for Separation and Setbacks. Item 33B, 25-0590-SUP1 for a proposed residential accessory dwelling unit use. The applicant owner is Gabriela Arias Soto Trust. The Planning Commission recommends approval on the entire land use entitlement project. Staff recommends denial on the entire land use entitlement project. These are in Ward 5, Ms. Summers Armstrong. Our public hearings, which I now declare open. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Would you care, please state your name and please tell us about your projects?
My name is Leo Hernandez. I'm representative for this family, and she's.
My name is Gabriela Arias Soto.
Thank you so much.
And the thing, they don't know exactly how is the rules in here before, and they wanted to follow the rules, and it's for this family, and that's why they stay here. They take the work, for just follow the rules, and they wanted to do everything. The garage, they converted and everything, they wanted for the parents, so to the family, they stay together.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. May I have a staff report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. The requested special use permit and variance requests are the result of open code enforcement case that cite multiple living structures at the subject property. No evidence of a unique or extraordinary circumstances related to the physical characteristics of the property has been presented to warrant the requested variance or special use permit. As such, the hardship is self-imposed, and staff recommends denial of all the request entitlements. Thank you.
Is there anyone wishing to be heard on these items? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Thank you so much. Is there a motion? Councilwoman Summers Armstrong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am inclined to support this, but I am concerned that there's no access from this structure into the main residence, which is, if I'm not mistaken, part of the reason staff why this is, why there was a denial here. And could you also clarify whether or not this was built recently, or has this been part of this structure for a long period of time?
Go ahead.
The structure for the garage, the one they converted already, it's in the house. It's built before. It's a long time already. It's with the house. The access for the house, they don't have access to the house because it's for the parents. They have like a different access and the hallway for the garage converter, and the house is separate. So it's together, but it's separate, because they wanted to have the privacy for this one.
Ms. Summers Armstrong?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So I'm concerned about this. I really am. Because we have rules that you're supposed to have access to the
Yes,
house. I
yes,
understand
yes,
that.
that's why we're here.
I will, I'll move for approval.
There's a motion for approval. Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Agenda item 34, 25-0596-ZON1, rezoning of applicant Abraham Gabay? Okay. Owner A&Z Management LLC for possible action on a land use entitlement project request from RE Residential Estates to R1 Single Family Residential on 0.47 acres on the north side of Delray Avenue, approximately 330 feet east of Arville. Ward 1, Mr. Knutson, Planning Commission, and staff recommend denial. This is a public hearing that I now declare open. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Would you state your name and please tell us about your project?
Abraham Gabay. This proposal is really about the lot size, not zoning label. The proposed lot fall within existing range along Delray Avenue. The property also side between large estate lot, the north, and the small parcel of the south. And the street is still partially undeveloped. You want to add?
Please state your name.
Okay, my name is Yefet Joseph, and I am assisting Mr. Gabay. And I would like to just add more information. It's a RE zoning, 0.47 acre lot that we want to subdivide it into two, R1, and it will fit the requirement for R1. And this is the reason we mentioned it's not about the name R1, RE, RD. It's about the size, and even the staff recommendation, the size of the lot will fit the area size. Also, I would like to show something on the map here. Oh, it's here. Sorry. Do you see that? No. Here, maybe? Right here. Where is the map here? No, it's not there. That's on. Oh, here. Sorry. It's here. It's here.
There you go.
Okay. So this is a street, the main street. This is a property, the yellow. And I would like to show the pattern we have. This is a north side. So this side, the north side, is basically all of them, almost all of them, are 1 acre size. And most of them non-developed, and we can see that on the picture here. So I'll move this here. So this is a picture. You can see that it's not developed yet. And this is a property here. And as you can see, there is a transition between the north, south to the north. The size is 0.21. So the size is even less than what we are suggesting here. But you can see that it's dynamical. It's not something that print and forever like that. It will be changed during the time. So we are within the transition area. We are in the middle. So we have no neighborhood here, 50%, as you can see here, not developed yet. So we don't have any neighbors here. The only neighbors we have, one in this side and the back side. And here it's full. You see, it's very small sizes, 0.4, 0.24, 0.36, 0.39, and you go up here. So we believe that we are in the transition, and we're asking you to approve that. So we'll give more life to this place. We want to see all this area green alive.
Thank you so much. Is there a staff report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Fred Solis for the record. Staff finds that the proposed R1 zoning district is inconsistent with the surrounding RE zoning districts, which are intended to provide for a low-density residential unit on large lots and would result in a case of spot zoning. Therefore, staff and the Planning Commission recommend a denial of the request. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing no one, I'm going to close the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Is there a motion, Councilman Knudsen?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And if you gentlemen can excuse me for a second, I have to kind of explain this one out because there are going to be constituents that watch. And so this is a tough case, and I'm going to make this planning staff skin crawl because this is spot zoning. The challenge is that there's one family that owns the majority of the land over there, and I don't exactly know what they're going to do with that land yet. But my guess is that they're going to want to put additional homes on there. The second challenge is that the land value doesn't match the size of the homes because there is a large commercial center less than a block away, which is a Walmart. And so people are stuck with smaller homes and a giant lot next to them. And there's not much they can do with that lot. And so I have really struggled with how to make this decision clear. And at the end of the day, I worry that it might be the wrong decision. But I still think that there's opportunity to kind of think through this area. I don't think the rural designation matches anymore, especially given that it's so close to Charleston next to a Walmart. And if people want to build on that property, I think that eventually over the next several years, it is going to have to change. That being said, gentlemen, I hope you do the right thing with this property because this is a chance that I'm taking. And at the end of the day, we have to trust that you do the right things. So I hope you do the right things for this community because they deserve it. With that, Madam Mayor, I'll make the motion to approve item 34.
Shall we vote? Please post. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item 35A and 35B were withdrawn without prejudice. Agenda item 36, 26-0077-DIR1, Director's Business, a public hearing, applicant owner, City of Las Vegas, discussion for possible action on a request for the First Amendment of the Cashman Development Agreement, Ward 5, Ms. Summers Armstrong. Staff recommends approval. This is a public hearing that I now declare open. In Mr. Floyd's absence, Peter, will you be speaking?
Yes, I will, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. So have you opened up both of the items, or we're doing it each individually?
I beg your pardon?
Have we opened up both of the items at one time?
Yes, I believe we have.
Awesome. Thank you. This is the First Amendment to the development agreements for the properties formerly known as Cashman as well as Grant Sawyer. The proposed amendments will add a new section 4, an exhibit, to outline the offsite improvement obligations for each of the respective parties, and staff recommends approval of the request. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning,
Good morning. Would you
Madam
care
Mayor.
to tell us about the project?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Stephanie Gronauer, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive. Here on behalf of the not the applicant in this instance, but the developer, Lennar Homes. We very much appreciate staff working with us on this first amended development agreement, specifically regarding who will do what with the offsites. I know the councilwoman yesterday brought up potentially doing some wider sidewalks, and my understanding from working with the city is that is a possibility when that bid goes out for the project to comply with what exactly you want as far as the offsites go. So it doesn't affect the agreements today. We'd ask for your approval, and again, thank staff very much for their support and recommendation of approval.
Thank you so much, and I misunderstood what you said, Peter. So we will be taking we will be voting on item 36 first. Is there anyone else wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion, Councilwoman Summers Armstrong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and I'm really excited about what is happening at Cashman and at the Grant Sawyer site. But I did want to just sort of put a little pin in it that this is a great opportunity since the city is taking over the offsites for us to be able to institute some of those Vision Zero amenities that will help make this a safe transition from Las Vegas Boulevard down the hill to Bruce, which turns more into residential. I'm excited about the possibility for wider sidewalks and better lighting and maybe even a separated path for walking. This will be the first time we will have this many kids living right off of Las Vegas Boulevard, and I'm really, really excited about it, and so I move for approval.
Please vote. Post. Motion carries, and I think we're all very excited about this. Agenda item 37, 26-0079-DIR1, Director's Business, applicant, City of Las Vegas, owner, State of Nevada Division of State Lands, discussion for possible action on a request for the First Amendment of the Grant Sawyer Development Agreement, and this is an amendment for the agreement, not for the Constitution. Okay. Ward 5, Summers Armstrong, staff recommends approval. This is a public hearing that I now declare open. Mr. Lowenstein.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So similar to the previous item, this is a First Amendment to the development agreement for, and in this case, it's the Grant Sawyer one. The proposed amendment will add a new section 4 to that, as well as an exhibit that outlines the offsite improvement obligation, similar to the previous item, and staff is requesting your approval. Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Is there a motion, Councilwoman Summers Armstrong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So moved.
Shall we vote? Post? Motion carries. Thank you so much for coming down. Agenda item 38 was heard earlier in the meeting. Agenda item 39, set date on any appeals filed or required public hearings. I would instruct the city clerk to set the public hearing dates and appeals from the City Planning Commission meetings and dangerous buildings or nuisance slash litter abatements.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you so much. Agenda item 40, citizen participation. Citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council. No subject may be acted upon by the City Council unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, will be limited to 2 minutes. This is your opportunity to address the council, but the council is not able to respond or engage in dialogue. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak under this portion of the agenda? Welcome, and please state your name again for the record.
My name is Eric Melchizedek Christ Nimrod. You can find Christ in the Gospels, conquering death. I call it Victory Day. Religious people call it Easter Bunny Day. I'm in agreement with agenda number 19, 20, and 21, and I'm in agreement with the remand of agenda number 28. Easter Bunny Day, no. Victory Day, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anybody else wishing to be heard under this item? Please state your name again for the record, and you will have 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Shoshana. I'm a resident, and I want to specifically address an amendment you made to this item number 40 that's on the agenda that previously, and I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but because I don't have a previous agenda with me, but it appears as though you added something to it. You used to allow anyone to speak about anything within the jurisdiction of Las Vegas, which I was doing. I was talking about the praying at the city council meetings. But then you added this, and I'm not sure if you'd added it today or it was always there, but it says that now city council, unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action, can you speak? I'm like, I don't remember saying that. You used to allow anyone to talk about matters within the jurisdiction of the city council. So I don't know if that's another attempt to suppress my free speech or my First Amendment rights, because that appears to be a punishment, a restriction of my rights, spoken or written. And it appears to be censorship and government interference. I'm an advocate for the First Amendment, for all people to speak freely, whether you like what we say or what we don't say. So I would like to suggest to the council to stop targeting me, allow people to speak on anything on this agenda. This whole thing is an agenda, and praying is always on this agenda, always. And the irony is 70% of the cities and counties in Nevada don't subscribe to that. They don't have invocations. They don't have prayer because they know it's not the right thing and they know it's not appropriate, that this is not the appropriate place for it. So I would like you to reevaluate how you're treating members of the public when they want to speak about a topic. We should have the right to do that without being censored, without being punished, and being more restricted to when we can speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mayor Jeff Dorkek, City Attorney, if I might, can I respond? Ma'am, on the item 40, that line has always been in the agenda. It exists in case an item is brought during citizens' participation that already was on the agenda and the council might then be persuaded to hear it again. I'm not engaging with you in a discussion, I'm just answering that question. Second, everything within the two participation periods during the meeting is in line with Nevada law. It's all been reaffirmed repeatedly up until even last month by the Attorney General opinions. There really doesn't need to be any tension about the rules that the mayor's laid out. They're all by the book with Nevada revised statutes, if you'd like, and if the council doesn't have any issues, I'm more than willing to come and speak to you after the meeting, after we conclude the council recognition portion. But overall, everything we're doing has been done by the city for years. It's all in line with, as I said, the open meeting law, and it's counterintuitive to me that you're protesting that we're not allowing you to speak while you're speaking to the council. So I think everything's being handled well, and I'll come speak to you if you'd like after the meeting.
That will not engage in dialogue. We will now move to agenda item 41.
Just real quick, if there's a Heather DeGrand or a Chatan Daniels, if you submitted cards, it would be your time to speak.
Welcome. Would you state your name for the record, even though you've been here?
My name is Heather DeGrand, and I am currently homeless, staying at the Courtyard here in Las Vegas. And I want to speak today about what I have witnessed regarding how residents are being treated by staff and contracted security at the Courtyard. I have seen multiple incidents where security raised their voices at residents and spoke to people in a disrespectful tone, as well as made comments that were demeaning. NBH stands for Nevada Behavioral Health. So I'd like to think that the Courtyard would operate under a behavioral health-based, trauma-informed model. But when both NBH staff and contracted security raise their voices, show irritation, or speak to and about residents in disrespectful way, that is not trauma-informed care. When the Courtyard is not trauma-informed in their approach, it creates a contradiction between the mission and the actual experience of residents. The Courtyard is a low-barrier public accommodation meant to provide safety for people experiencing homelessness. Many residents are dealing with trauma, mental health challenges, and extremely difficult circumstances. We are a vulnerable population. The last thing anyone should experience in that environment is mistreatment from the very people who are supposed to help maintain safety. I am asking the city to ensure that all staff and contracted security receive consistent, mandatory trauma-informed training, not just once, but regularly. Training that teaches de-escalation, compassion, communication, and how to work with people who are experiencing trauma. When staff understand trauma, they respond differently, and the entire environment becomes safer for everyone. Not everyone who is experiencing homelessness is addicts, alcoholics, and even if they are suffering from some form of an addiction or undiagnosed or diagnosed mental health condition, they can still deserve to be treated with respect. We are not lazy or unworthy. We are people dealing with trauma and survival. Homelessness does not define a person. It can happen to anyone. We are still human beings, and we deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Trauma-informed training is not optional, and a place at the courtyard is essential. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Is there anybody else wishing to address the council? Oh, there he is. Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Shatan Daniels, and I'm a female experiencing homelessness at the courtyard in Las Vegas. During my time at the courtyard, I have experienced repeated incidents where security woke me up with profanity, telling me to get the F up while accusing me of lying about my gender. Even after my gender was verified in the system, reflecting that I am a female, I was still ordered to move to the transgender section or I will be trespassed. I was born a female, and once upon a time I did take hormones, but I'm not taking hormones anymore. However, my body still has the effects. But I am a female and I identify as female and should never have a gender identity forced upon me. This has happened multiple times, including the night I returned from speaking here at City Council. No resident should be told that they are lying about their gender or threatened with removal simply for trying to sleep in the correct section. These incidents are not isolated. They reflect a larger issue on how residents are being treated at the courtyard. I understand that city officials and directors and site supervisors do walkthroughs, but walkthroughs do not show the full reality. When leadership is present, staff behavior naturally changes. What can be seen during a walkthrough is not the same as what we at the courtyard are experiencing, who live there night and day and stay there. I apologize, not live there, but stay there as a public accommodation night and day. I appreciate the apology that I received after one of the incidents, but an apology is not accountability. Accountability means acknowledging the mistake, providing mandatory training, and ensuring that the behavior does not continue. When the same actions keep happening to me and to others, it shows that no meaningful corrective action has taken place. Homelessness does not discriminate, and it can happen to anyone. Many of us are dealing with trauma, mental health challenges, and circumstances outside of our control. But we are still human beings, and we don't deserve to be yelled at, cussed at, or treated with disrespect. I'm asking the city to ensure accountability so that no one has to experience what I did. Please make sure that these issues are not ignored, minimized, but addressed openly and consistently. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else wishing to speak to the City Council? Seeing no one, we will move to Agenda 41, Council Emerging Issues, discussion regarding potential items for future City Council agendas, all wards. Any discussion must be limited to whether or not such proposed items shall be placed on a future agenda, and no discussion regarding the substance of any proposed topic shall occur. No action shall be taken. Do any members of the council have any topics that they would like to bring forward under this item? We'll now move to Agenda Item 42. Council members' recognition. Comments made by individual City Council members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the City Council unless that subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. Why don't we start with Ms. Summers Armstrong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We had very active, as always, last couple of weeks. On the 5th of March, I went with staff, as you can see in the picture, from Economic and Urban Development to tour the Brea and Capella developments by Southern Land Company in Symphony Park. This project is absolutely beautiful. We got to see a partially completed buildings, got to look at some apartments that they have there. Ward 5 is on the rise. I'm excited about what is happening, and this is just vibrant. Just goes to show that we have a vibrant future in downtown Las Vegas and Symphony Park. Also on the 5th, dashed off to Gibson Leadership Academy and got to talk with a bunch of middle schoolers about their dreams and aspirations and give some words of encouragement and hopefully a little bit of direction on how they can make those dreams come true. Thanks, Dr. Malich, for hanging out with me and helping direct the kids and inform them about what's available through YDSI and at the City of Las Vegas to help these young people make their future so bright that they need to wear pink shades. Also on the 5th and the 6th, we were engaged in Nevada Reading Week. We went to quite a few schools to include Kermit Booker, Detweiler, J.T. McWilliams, Matt Kelly, and Wendell P. Elementary Schools. The kids were so receptive. I think they just enjoy seeing grown-ups who seem to care about them and read to them, and they had lots of great questions, and it warms my heart every year to be able to do this kind of activity, and I'm just grateful that we should have Nevada Reading Week several times a year. On to the 11th, we were at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department headquarters for their Night of Power Interfaith event. I was there with my colleague, Nancy Brunet, and we had a rep from your office, Mayor. Jerry Schroeder was with us. And these pictures are of, and also we got to hang out with Under Sheriff Andy Walsh, and we got to see the sheriff there as well. But these are folks who are from the Ward 5 Muslim community. They come out to this event every year. I participate in events that they have in the community, and it was so wonderful just to see everybody together to break the Ramadan fast. And I look forward to this event every year. Next, on the 12th, we had an amazing night when we revealed Rhythm and Resilience, a Black Vegas art exhibition right here on our campus at the Civic Gallery. This exhibition, which was put together by Carmen Beals and Clay T. White, it was so moving. There were hundreds of people there for the opening. Thank you to our staff for putting on just a beautiful, welcoming event. The crowd was amazed. They were engaged, and people are promising to come back and bring their family. And I think this is what Civic Plaza Gallery is all about. So thank you so much. On the 13th, I hung out with the mayor. We went over to Wealthy Place and had a chance to talk with our local faith leaders about what is happening in the city. The mayor gave a great presentation, and I was able to share some information as well. We're always grateful to Bishop McDonald and the Wealthy Place leadership for welcoming us and making space for us to share what is happening and just to have an opportunity to engage our religious leaders and let them know that they're important and to the fabric of our community. Finally, on Saturday, I was at the Black Family Wellness Expo, which was hosted at West Preparatory Academy. This was put on by the Links Incorporated, a nonprofit community organization here. They had representatives from so many different organizations, the American Cancer Society, they had AARP and other orgs there to really share information with the community about health and wellness, and I was really glad to be there. And thanks, Mr. Armstrong, for hanging out with me again. So for our upcoming events, we have a park cleanup this Saturday at Palacio Park, and there will also be a shredding event there. So we welcome the community to come out, help us beautify the park, clean the gym, equipment for the children, and maybe pick up a little trash and just commune. We've had great turnout, and these are wonderful events for our community to engage in to help our neighborhoods look wonderful. Also coming on the 4th of April, we have the Neon Museum. They have their STEM Family Fest night, and we welcome people to come out. These are wonderful, interactive events to show our kids what science looks like in the most amazing ways. And so I hope families will come and take a look at that and enjoy. Also on the 15th, we have now until the 15th of April, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Please reach out to them and get an appointment to get your taxes done. For folks who earn less than $69,000 in a year. We also want to really encourage our seniors to do this. Getting your taxes done is also a very important thing to do, but also it shows if there's been any identity theft. So these are twofold. Get your taxes done, and at the same time, it's showing you whether or not you have anyone trying to use your identity. And finally, I want to just say thank you to my staff, Nora, Julius, and Ara, for being so responsive to the community. You can reach us at 702-229-5443 or at Las Vegas, Board 5 at lasvegasnevada.gov. We have a newsletter. It has all kinds of interesting information. Keep up with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much. Ms. Allen Polensky, but before you tell us what you've been up to, I want to congratulate you for being declared the winner of your election, and we look forward to 4 more years.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On the morning of Tuesday, March 5th, I had the opportunity to read to several different classrooms at Dorothy Eisenberg Elementary. I enjoyed interacting with the classes and seeing their excitement about books. On Friday, March 16th, I closed out Nevada Reading Week by reading with Dr. Seuss at Cimarron Rose Community Center. It was incredible to see the families of Ward 4 come together to celebrate reading. I look forward to participating next year. On Wednesday, March 11th, I started off the morning by attending Somerset Lone Mountain and their 2026 Leadership Day. It was a wonderful experience seeing the students demonstrate what it means to be a leader. I enjoyed visiting the classrooms, watching students' performances, listening to engaging student panels, and participating in the clap out. I wish I could channel that energy and we could sell it. We could make millions. Later that morning, I visited Jim Bridger Middle School in North Las Vegas because a baseball mom asked me to, and they showcased their Mojave Desert Conservation Project. It was impressive to see how much research and effort these students put into understanding the challenges facing the Mojave Desert. It was a great morning out and about. Next up, on the morning of Saturday, January 14th, Get Outdoors Nevada held a park cleanup at Gerheim Heights Park. During this 2-hour event, volunteers planted over 16 trees and collected 112 pounds of trash and weeds. Thank you to the 27 volunteers who dedicated their morning to help keep Ward 4 beautiful. Later in the morning, we hosted a Ward 4 shredding and prescription collection in Sun City, Summerlin. Thanks to everyone who attended and made the event successful. I'm especially grateful to the staff who made the event so efficient. I'm looking forward to more shredding events in the fall. It's not too late to nominate an outstanding teacher for our Excellence in Teaching Award. We are currently looking for teachers in Ward 4 who are making a lasting difference to students and who go above and beyond every single day. If you have someone you'd like to nominate, you can scan the QR code and complete the form by March 24th if your teacher is selected. We contact the school and set up a presentation ceremony during Teacher Appreciation Week later in the year. And next up, there are 6 missing teens from our community. If you have any information that could help, please contact LVMPD Missing Person Detail at 702-828-3111. If you are a missing teen and can hear, there is always a free bus ride home. Please call. And lastly, you can stay up to date with our updates, community news, upcoming events, and happenings in Ward 4 by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Or the old-fashioned way, please reach out by phone at 702-229-2524. We're always here to provide any assistance that we can. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Mr. Knutson.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Today is Global Recycling Day. Recycling strengthens our local economy. It supports jobs in collection, processing, and manufacturing. And when residents sort properly and reduce contamination, they help protect the environment, reduce pollution, and create a more sustainable future for next generation. And you can join Autism Cares in collaboration with the City of Las Vegas for a community resource fair supporting individuals with all disabilities. The event takes place this Saturday from 10 to 12. It's right here at City Hall. Thank you to the city team in supporting that effort. And Autism Cares is dedicated to bridging gaps for autistic teens and adults by increasing access to education, employment opportunities, public transportation, and meaningful community inclusion. And that's it for me, and that's how you get a hold of me. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Ms. Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just going to do a recap of where we've been and where we're going. On February 18th, I was honored to be able to welcome a delegation of athletes from Mexico, and they were from the Mexico's National Paralympics team. There was a U.S. Open Taekwondo in Vegas, and it was so cool to get to meet these athletes and give them a warm welcome to Vegas. There were some gold medals obtained by this delegation: Jessica Garcia, Diego Garcia, Claudia Romero, and Fernanda Vargas, all medaled gold. Silver medalist was Luis Mario Nájera, and bronze medals were Victor Manuel Palacios and Lupita Rojas. And in addition, the coach, Maria Espinosa, who herself is a 3-time Olympic Taekwondo champion, was honored as best coach of the tournament. So it was really cool to be able to spend some time with them. On March 5th, we were all busy reading across our fabulous city, and I went to my elementary alma mater, Sunrise Acres Elementary, and it just holds a special place, even all these years, many, many, many moons after I've been through those classrooms. But I want to thank all the educators, volunteers, community members, and especially Principal Baumgartner, who ensured that we read in classrooms to continue to inspire our young readers to be strong readers, because it is a life skill as evidenced by our agendas. On March 6th, we did a Native Habitat Maintenance Day with Get Outdoors Nevada at our fabulous J.C. Levitt, Myron, it's such a mouthful, Justice Myron E. Levitt and J.C. Community Park. In addition to trash cleanup and weeding or de-weeding, volunteers also help save seeds from the various native plants in the garden. And if you look at the top right picture, our youngest volunteer, Pablo, proved that you can never be too young to give back to your community. Special thank you to Team Amazon, who showed out in force, and Just Serve volunteers as well, especially Justice Levitt's daughter, Debbie Earle, who joined us in this day of service at the park that her dad has the namesake after. That's really cool when you see family members coming to help in parks for that their loved ones are named after. On March 7th, International Women's Day, we had this awesome event at East Las Vegas Community Center. We missed you, Mayor, but we know that we had a conflicting event with Brinkerhoff's funeral services for former firefighter for us for a long time. So we missed you, but the women who were in attendance had a great time celebrating women in our community. Thank you to Fiesta 98.1. Las Vegas, Socorro Ulloa, and all the collaborators who helped make this beautiful event possible. It was so nice to see all of our women coming together, and men, because it was the entire community, to celebrate and support women who make a difference every day in our families and in our neighborhoods. And in addition to many resources that were made available, ladies were able to enjoy free makeovers courtesy of Beyond Beauty. Who doesn't want a free makeover? On March 14th, we had the ribbon cutting of Old Manny's Seafood Shack, just in time for Lent. These last few Fridays, for me at least, I know where to get my fish tacos going. Senator Jackie Rosen, Mayor Shelley Berkeley, and I celebrated the ribbon cutting this past Saturday, and Manny Tenorio, his daughter Stephanie, and his son-in-law Jared are the proud owners of this amazing new gem in the Arts District. I want to thank them for sharing their heartfelt journey to this brick and mortar space. He mentioned, he started in a food trailer, then went to a food truck. Now he has his own brick and mortar, and he's still running the food truck. So those of you that are like, no, he's still going to do both. We're so incredibly proud of their family and wish them a lifetime of success in this new chapter. So check them out. They're right next to Iwana Coffee on 61 West Utah Avenue. I just want to put these couple events on your radar. We're going to have the 4th annual Art U OK Wellness Festival, Saturday, March 21st at our Goodman Plaza across the way. 525 South Main Street. It's from noon to 6 p.m. So come and celebrate creativity, connection, and well-being in a welcoming space designed to inspire healing and community this Saturday. Bring the entire family to enjoy a rejuvenating day under the sun, learn about self-care and the importance of mental health resources to make sure that we're living our best life. Enjoy live music, many performances, curated art and resource fairs, sound baths, guided meditation sessions, wellness vendors, and delicious food for sale. So don't miss your opportunity to come out. The weather is going to be a little toasty, but we're going to get through it. On March 26th, we're going to have How to Craft Your First Public Art Proposal Workshop. And this is happening out of Las Vegas Civic Center Public Meeting Room. The parking is still at 500 South Main Street, but you got to walk across to the Civic Plaza to the what we call the mini chambers or the public meeting room. So again, it's 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. on March 26th, and this is to assist artists who have thought about ideas and proposals that they have and they want to get to us, but they don't know how to start and put it all together. So this is a free workshop. Where Lois Ledris, the latest Windows on First artist who work is currently on view at Las Vegas City Hall, will break down the key elements of a strong public art proposal so that the artists in our community can be successful like so many have been in the past. We have a 2-hour parking validation provided for those who park at the 500 South Main Street parking garage across the street. And that's it for me. Me and my fabulous team are always available. You can call us, you can email us, and please scan to receive our newsletter with all the happenings in Ward 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Ms. Bruni.
Good morning still. Ward 6 kicked off the month of March by attending Mesquite State of the City. Thank you to Mesquite Mayor Jesse Whipple for your hospitality. He did a fabulous job outlining the progress and opportunities ahead for Mesquite. And thank you to Mayor Berkeley, who was willing to join me, and to our city marshals who drove us out and kept us safe. One of my favorite times of the year is Reading Week. I love visiting the classrooms of Clyde Cox Elementary and Kitty Ward Elementary schools. Kitty Ward is in Ward 6. Thank you to our neighbors who joined us for our Friday morning pickleball series at Centennial Hills Park. It was great to have some of our homeschooled kiddos join us. We appreciate the long-standing partnership with Get Outdoors Nevada. In early March, over 100 volunteers joined us to clean up our Centennial Hills Park. Thank you to everyone who came out for our semi-annual shredding event. Our office is pleased to offer this free service to neighbors to keep them safe from identity theft. Earlier this month, we partnered with Metro's Office of Community Engagement for a community celebration with vendors, raffles, performances, live music, and more. Thanks for the partnership, and thanks to all of the school groups and vendors who joined us. It was a treat to speak at Mountain Ridge Little League opening day. The field was filled with over 800 kids, all of whom are eager to play ball. Best of luck for a great season ahead. Last week, we joined Councilwoman Kelly and her team for a tour of the city's water pollution control facility. It was great to see the important work happening behind the scenes to clean wastewater and safely return it to Lake Mead. It was very fun to be part of the Somerset Academy Sky Canyons Career Day last week. I love connecting with students and sharing what it's like to work in public service. Now that the weather is getting warmer, we have lots of events to celebrate the spring. So take out your pen and mark your calendars. This Saturday, March 21st, we're hosting Pilates in the Park as part of our monthly Connector series. Join us at 8:30 a.m. at Pop Squires Park for some Pilates, followed by healthy juice beverages and fellowship. Then we'll hop on over to the Centennial Hills Y for our Aqua Egg Hunt from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll have an egg hunt in the pool, arts and crafts activities, vendors, and open pool time for all of our families. Next Saturday, we'll be partnering with the Nevada Department of Wildlife for our Spring Blooms Walk at Floydland Park from 8 to 9:30 a.m. We'll have a guided tour highlighting blooming flowers, trees, bunnies, and birds. On April 4th, we will be hosting our annual Spring Fling, where we'll feature a classic car show, pet parade, arts and crafts vendors, food trucks, and the Easter Bunny. If you're interested in showing off your beautiful classic car or participating as a vendor, please contact our office, 702-229-5463. On April 11th, from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., we're bringing back our popular A Night Among the Stars event. We'll be partnering with the Las Vegas Astronomical Society as we explore the cosmos. Thank you to the members of the society who come out with their high-powered telescopes so that neighbors can look at our beautiful stars. On April 18th, we'll be partnering with our beautiful Sky Canyon community to host a pickleball social from 9 to 11 a.m. If you're a pickleball learner, feel free to come a little bit earlier to brush up on your pickleball skills with some free lessons. As always, Ward 6 wants to hear from you. Call us at 702-229-5463 or email us at ward6@lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bruni. Ms. Kelly.
Good morning. It was thrilling last week to close the week with 3 candidates who filed to run for Ward 2. I had hoped, as you hopefully have noticed, I was not in that group, as I had pledged not to run to this council. I had hoped we'd have many others, but I'm excited for the 3 folks that we do have, and I'm looking forward to seeing them compete for this position. We also were participating in Nevada Reading Week. I have been doing Nevada Reading Week for 30 years, which is amazing. And I was able to visit many of the, all but 2 of our elementary schools, so Piggott Elementary, Loomis, Staten, Bonner, and Vasiliadis. I took my book, one of my books in Where the Wild Things Are. So we had a really great discussion with all the classes about the author Sendak, Maurice Sendak, not only wrote, but he illustrated that book. And it was great to talk to the 3rd graders about you can do both and talk about what beautiful illustrations they had and how you can see things that you may not have seen before. So that was really, really enjoyable. And I'm always just loving to connect with the children in our ward. We also I had the great honor to go to Palo Verde High School and help Principal Lisa Schumacher celebrate the school's earning the silver distinction on the College Board 2025 AP School Honor Roll. And what I learned that's so amazing, and there's many of the recipients and then the principal and I, is she and her team looked at this from not both a scientific view, but a more holistic view. And so it's not just about offering the classes. It's not what she has, many, including Japanese. It is about specialized training for the teachers. It goes beyond test prep. She works with the parents or guardians to help educate them about the importance of AP classes. And it really shows a strong team commitment to that. And hopefully those kids don't do what one of my children did, which is take her AP classes and forget to sign up for the exam. Oh. So there was no college credit earned, but she got that great education. I had the pleasure of going with the mayor to walk for friendship at Bruce Trent Park. What a delightful organization. Rabbi Harling does a terrific job with that organization, which really focuses on inclusion, that everybody deserves a friend, and supports individuals of all abilities. So I was grateful to be there to help welcome everyone. And it was really special to be on, if you see the middle page, what you can't see is the mayor and I, you can see the mayor and I, but then once the ribbon was cut, we stood aside and hundreds of people walking by us of all ages. It was just a thrill to see people come together for this very, very, very important event at Ward 2 Park, Bruce Trent. So happy to welcome them. We have a philosophy in my office that part of getting me talking to constituents is going to meet them where they are. And so summer camp registration at Veterans Memorial Community Center had its own registration. Nicole has done a phenomenal job there. She increased the number of places by 50. There are 334 spaces for children during summer camp at this community center. It's oversubscribed by 75, but in her knowledge and estimation, that gets worked out as parents will cancel and schedules will change. But I walked, there were over 200 people in line, and I met every one of those family members. Well, let's just say I said hello to everyone. I talked to all the ones who wanted to talk to me. And learning about why they choose a City of Las Vegas community center. Specifically on this one, there were people from all over the valley in that line. And for our Ward 2 community center, the thing I heard over and over again is how parents feel incredibly positive about how safe their children are at this facility in particular. And I know that Nicole, when she teaches and she mentors her folks that work there, she says the most important thing is these are our constituents, and these are the parents' most precious resources, and we have to treat them as preciously as they think about them. So that was a thrill. And we also, as Councilwoman Brunet said, we got to go. So the first part of the first part of the tour that she missed was I was out in the water in Lake Mead. I hadn't been out on the water in quite a while, and I remembered jumping in the water in the 80s when I was in middle school and high school when there was no bath line. But this is me visiting with Scott Schiffer, who is the aquatic biologist. Just like our urban forester, we have an aquatic biologist in the desert, and the compliance manager, Don Bauer. And this team of three, the third person wasn't there, they rotate in, but do the water sampling out on Lake Mead. And not only they've got specific places where they choose the samples, but they also sample close to the dam so that they can show that the water that leaves the dam is of its highest quality, so that if there are any issues down the Colorado River, they're able to identify that they left Hoover Dam and Lake Mead with clarity, and it will help biologists and others identify where there may be issues. So I really want to thank City Manager Jensen, who talked to me and suggested that I go there. It is so amazing, the breadth of what we do as a city. And then I got to go, I don't have the pictures here, but Councilwoman Brunet had them, to the water treatment plant led by environmental manager Charles Trushell. He's been there about I think he said about 18 years, and they just celebrated a big anniversary. I'm thinking it was 50, but it's really incredible to see the engineering, the work that's done to make sure that the water we put back into the system is clean and does not have the impurities, and it's safe and it's healthy for our community. So really, really a special part of the value that the city does behind the scenes that many of our citizens don't realize. And then just very quickly, we have upcoming office hours next week, or no, I'm sorry, tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow from 11 to 1 at the Veterans Memorial Center. And we hope you sign up for our newsletter, and to stay in touch with us, you can reach us at Ward 2 at LasVegasNevada.gov or at 229-2420. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much. And before we adjourn, I'd like to say how grateful I am for the privilege of working with all of you, people that are dedicated to their wards, the people that live in their wards, and for the city of Las Vegas. You make me proud every single day to be a part of this extraordinary organization. So with that, I now adjourn this city council meeting.